the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And this is our astrology corner, which brings me so much joy.
Ah.
So, ladies, this week, this is what I prepped. So, Park Min Young, one of our favorites, right?
Yes, love her.
Right?
Yes.
She has a new show coming out this week called Her Secret Life with Kim Jae-wook. And I got to thinking, she's been in some of the biggest, she's had some of the biggest romances out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yes.
was Healer with Ji Chang-wook. She was in the juggernaut of juggernauts, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Whether we enjoyed it or not, they had ridiculous chemistry, right?
Yes.
Yes.
With Park Seo-joon. So I was thinking, let's analyze those three guys with Park Min Young and see what we can possibly expect with this new one.
Love it.
And so,
Looking at their-
just to kind of
their
just
charts.
looking at their charts.
Okay.
So,
fun.
just
This
to
is
give-
all for fun.
This is all for fun. All for fun. There is nothing fun. So here's what this is the basic rundown of what and I will dive in, but I'll just give you this as an overview.
Okay.
So I basically as I was looking at these different charts and their different makeups, it boiled down to how I think this will work out. I really think like Kim Jae-wook is the guy that you just have a lovely affair with. For her.
Okay.
For her. Like
Yeah.
she's,
Oh, you mean for her.
he's the guy that she's like, yes. Ji Chang-wook is that first love with all the angst that goes along with that. And all of the drama and pretty much everything that happened in Healer
In Healer?
is exactly what that relationship was,
Wow.
as what their astrology kind of bore out. It was amazing. And then Park Seo-joon, if they aren't secretly dating, they should be.
Oh.
Is what I basically was like. I literally
Really?
wrote that in my notes. So now that we know that, let's dive in, shall we?
Why?
All right. So,
Oh, she's a lucky lady.
right? So there's all sorts of things you can find online about, the best sexual attraction or a soulmate type thing. So I did a quick thing to kind of really, like run down those, looking at their different charts. First, you can just kind of look at, we'll throw it up on the screen, but if you just look at it, the sheet I gave you guys, you can see that Park Min Young, her personal planets, which is everything from the dark line up, is all blue and red. So it's all water and fire. So she's super emotional and super fiery. Like it's just it's all or nothing. Like that's just her personality as far as her personal planets. And again, we do not have a birth time, so we don't have a rising, which might temper some of that, and we don't have that for any of them. So I'm just going based on
When was she born?
her birthday is March 4th, 1986.
So is that Pisces or?
She is Pisces.
Pisces, okay.
She's a double Pisces. She's a Pisces Sun and a Pisces Venus, and then she has a Sag Moon, an Aries Mercury, and a Sag Mars. So a lot of and Sagittarius is a very vibrant fire sign. So it's very much about forging your own path and doing your own thing, and being very independent but doing it passionately. And doing it with a tremendous amount of fun. So I think that does come across in a lot of her roles as well.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
could see
also
that.
a very deep underlying emotional component to her as well, which is all that Pisces.
That's from the Pisces. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So then you've got, so let's just start from the beginning. You've got Ji Chang-wook. He is all water and air. So God bless him. He is, and his is all Cancer. So the boy is so emotional. Like he's just, I mean, God bless. He takes things very personally. He wants to make sure everyone is taken care of and nurtured. He also wants to be very nurtured. And then he's got a
Goes
Libra
both
moon,
ways.
like you. He's got a Libra moon and a Gemini Venus. So he's got those two things that are happening. So he needs to then communicate that very much so. So it's not just about being emotional and about being the caretaker. He also needs to communicate how much he loves you. And then he needs to make sure everything is equal. And then you look at Kim Jae-wook, and he's got a nice kind of possible combination. So he is an Aries sun, and he's got
April 2nd.
basically. He's an April
Coming up.
2nd. Ji Chang-wook is actually July 5th, 1987. So we've got an 86, 87. Kim Jae-wook is 1983. So he's the oldest of the four of them. He's all fire with a dash of earth, which is, I think, a nice grounding piece. And then there's a discrepancy based on what time he is born, whether he's a Scorpio moon or a Sag moon. I think because he's sexy.
A Scorpio.
Scorpio moon, right?
gonna say.
Because when he looks at you, you're like, Yes, absolutely.
Whatever you say.
Like whatever.
Whatever.
Yes. And he doesn't. He only has the only other place he has Scorpio or anything like that is in his Saturn.
What does that mean?
That's more of a restrictive situation. So there's going to be a little bit of conflict with that. So I find that to be a nice combination of that being his emotional stability, like that's his emotional safe zone, and it also is where he has the most challenges. So yeah. So he's of the three, just really sexy.
Yeah, he is.
And so I think the Scorpio
Little bit.
moon does that. So that's my personal opinion. And then you've got Park Seo-joon. Park Seo-joon has got the most mixed of the three guys. He's got a Sag sun, he's got a Pisces moon, he's got a Cap Mercury, and then he's got a Scorpio Venus, which is hot, which also explains, which does
explain a lot.
Which does explain a lot of the scenes in Secretary Kim.
Oh.
Hoya! Like, it probably explains why.
It doesn't
first time
explain how
ever-
his character was able to.
I was going to say, the Scorpio
or might
moon
it?
might explain
Why?
why he was able to manipulate that blouse as well as he was on the first
First
try.
time out. Interesting. It's in the
Hoya!
stars.
And then he's in Aries Mars. So he's got like a nice combination. So with all of that being said, because I have hours of data here. And we're
Thank
gonna
you.
try-
Thank you, Jen.
We are going to try and just drill it down. Ji Chang-wook, essentially, I think they had so many Saturn contacts, him and Park Min-young, that Saturn contacts just means that there's a lot of binding and you're very committed to whatever it is. Very much first love. That whole
And that was their relationship in Healer was really
right?
all
It
about
was all that fate
getting closer
and the
and closer and
combination
closer.
and the together forever and I will die for you and all that, totally their Healer combination, which I think why Healer works so well because they had that, like there was just that energy between them right out of the gate. So that's why.
And you said she's a little bit fiery too, right?
She is.
Because the scene that always comes to mind when I think about their relationship in that show is it's when he's super super sick and she goes over. It's like the scene.
Oh,
It's
the scene.
But
The
the
scene.
next day where she's cooking in the kitchen. And he's literally stuck to
yeah.
her, over her shoulder,
is such a
following
Cancer
her
thing.
around.
It's
and
such
she
a
keeps
Cancer,
trying to
yeah.
toss him off, and he keeps like coming back, like just literally like physically sticking to her back, like I don't want to be apart from you. I don't want to be apart from you. So that's so interesting.
It's totally what that combination is. Like I don't know, like, that would be a scene where I'm sure it was all very scripted and planned out, but probably didn't take a lot
There
to
might
get
have
that.
been some-
It could have been improv.
Could have been some
that's
instinctual.
totally their two personalities right there in a nutshell.
Wow.
And then you look at her and Park Seo-joon. I literally, my notes literally say this: game over between the three guys.
In what way? What do you mean?
Because this is the thing that is, for me personally, to me it's just delicious and hot, and I wish it for anybody out in the world to have this combination. So here's the thing. So Park Min-young is a Pisces sun and a Sagittarius moon. Park Seo-joon is a Sagittarius sun and a Pisces moon. So not only do their sun moon, which is considered one of the greatest aspects between a couple, not only does it match once, it matches twice. And then because it's the exact same, it's the sun and moon, and it's the same signs, it's also called sign interception. So her sun is in Pisces and his moon is in Pisces. And so it's not only, it's like a quadruple whammy of understanding someone.
Oh.
And so it is like the of aspects. And they have it not once, not twice, but like 3 times. Like it's intense. And then you see the fact that they also have a midpoint combination, which is, you're getting deep into astrology at that point. But they have all of those types of things, and that is why I think they're just so juicy. Yeah. And his where am I? His North Node is in Pisces, and she's got all these Pisces. So everything that he's working towards in this lifetime, or everything that is what is calling to him in this lifetime, is which is what 2 of her signs are. So there is a definite instant kind of thing happening there. So yeah, as I will say again, if they weren't secretly dating, I want them to.
Marisa, weren't you secretly hoping they were? I'm not outing you, am I? That they were actually dating in real life. I mean, you were.
Isn't everyone?
Right?
That
True.
news dropped during the last couple of. Oh, so all right. So we understand a little bit more about how these gossip celebrity stories work in South Korea, thanks to our YouTube commenters.
Yes. Thank
you.
That
Thank
you
you.
cannot publish these stories without the permission of the agency. So the news that they were dating but denying it dropped during the last couple episodes of What's Wrong with Secretary Kim.
So
So it might
marketing.
It might be marketing more than anything, but
Oh, but we
But
loved it, right?
we
pounced
loved it.
on it.
I now pretty much am like, they just need to get together. But here's the thing: I wanted to make sure they have to make sure they have a Saturn connection, otherwise, and nothing will stick. And they do. So her Saturn is in Sagittarius, which is also where his sun is. So they've got that combination, and his Sagittarius is in Capricorn, which is it is in sort of relation to Pisces. It's a sex house. So they do have enough Saturn there, which would work. Can you tell I'm fighting for this one really bad? I'm now shipping them hard.
This is when you want to come true in real life. It sounds
do.
like.
I would be so
Aw,
happy.
that'd
It'd be
be
beautiful.
nice.
So the big question is, though, what's going to happen with this new show?
Yes.
Is it going to live up to what we now expect? And my answer is, ladies, I think it's going to be sexy.
Oh, yay.
Because he's got so much fire that is going to match her fire, that is going to be dynamic and just and spicy and delicious. And they have they also have this thing. It's called the Black Moon Lilith, and it is
The what?
Yeah, Black Moon Lilith.
I love the
It's-
name.
Exactly. It's a point in your chart, which when I did all of the research on it, because I saw that it was an exact conjunction, her Black Moon Lilith to his Venus, and it's basically raw sexuality.
Oh. Oh. Hello.
Delicious.
Excuse me.
So right there, like again, we know it's a K-drama, so there's not going to be a lot. But did you guys see that clip of them doing the promo?
Oh, the behind the scenes? They're adorable together.
They're adorable. He's so
yay.
sexy.
Oh.
Like he's just got that Scorpio moon. Oh my God. Like it's dynamic.
Every time he walks in front of the
Right?
camera, it's just like, hi.
So again, if you go with the Scorpio moon, it's going to be late. It's going to be late degrees in Scorpio because he's either a very early Sag moon or a late Scorpio moon. So if we're going with our theory that we believe he's a Scorpio moon, which is late degrees, her Venus is late degrees Pisces, which means it's a trine. So her Venus to his moon, which are the emotional components of any relationship. It's going to be hot.
Wait, when does this show debut?
Yeah, when is it? When
It
is it?
debuts, yeah, right? And then
Soon.
And then her Mars to his sun is Sag to Aries. So another trine there with another really hot combination. So they've got a lot of these really hot combinations. Oh, and then you got Moon Mars, which is also like
Mars?
Moon Mars, because you got her emotional component with the way he takes action, and those are trine, and they're both in fire signs.
Oh.
So, ladies, I'm not saying that we're going to ship them when this show is over, but we are going to enjoy the crap out of it while it's happening.
Wow, I hope the story serves this
Right?
relationship well.
Because it is,
I was just thinking, I'm like, I hope the writing's good.
right? Because it is. I mean, I'm not sure I would want them as a couple. Like in real life, it might be a little bit too crazy.
Maybe crash and burn.
But as
16 episodes or
16
whatever?
episodes
Yeah.
as co-stars?
For acting chemistry? Sure.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Alrighty.
those are my brief thoughts on the astrology class. If you want to dig in a little bit deeper, I have pages of notes for this.
Just
We
tweet
can.
Jen
You can
at the
tweet me.
K3.
Or go ahead and leave me a comment
Leave
here.
a comment.
So we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Oh, such good stuff. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Tell us what you think. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And subscribe to us here on YouTube. Join in this conversation. Come join our K-drama copy clutch. We'll see you soon.